Hello, good afternoon everyone. I am Harley May Chinkat, and today I'm going to present the exploring the methods of data collection. But before that, let's define first what is data collection. Okay, when we say data collection, it means we are gathering some information in different places to learn something and to solve for problems. So it is like we are being detective where we find clues in different places to figure out something, to figure out and to select the best data collection that is very helpful in our or in doing our research. So the 6 data collections are survey and questionnaires, interviews, observations, focus groups, documentary analysis, and experiment. Okay, next slide. We have the survey and questionnaire. But let's define first what is the survey and questionnaire. When we say survey, it is a set of questions, while survey, it is the entire process of collecting the data including the questionnaire. Okay, so according to Grooves et al. 2009, that survey and questionnaire is you ask the same questions to many people to get their opinions or facts. This is often done through forms. It is either in a paper or in an online. The advantages of doing a survey and a questionnaire is first, you can get a lot of questions quickly. Second is people can stay anonymous. So it is like they don't want to share their names. However, here are the limitations in conducting a survey and questionnaire as your data collection method. First is people might not understand the questions. And next is not everyone will answer so that it will be coming or it has a low response rate. Okay, next. We have the interview. According to NOT 2022, that in interview, it means you talk something directly and you ask them questions. And in this place, they can explain things in their own words and get a deeper answers for the questions that you've interviewed. So here are the advantages. First is you hear real stories and personal experiences. Second is it is great for learning such topics that is hard to understand or very complicated. However, here are the limitations. First is people can stay anonymous easily. Next is if you and a person speak in a different language, of course, it is hard for each of you to understand each other. So that's why it falls under in the language or it has a language barrier between the two of you. Okay. In our observation, according to Sproul 1988, that in an observation, it is you watch people or things closely to see what they do. You don't ask questions because you just observe them and record what's happening by using such tools or by using cameras. The advantages of selecting the observation as your data collection is first is you see the real behavior directly and it can be a quick way to collect information once started. However, the limitation is it takes a lot of time to watch or to record the entire process of observing. Next is grace and ethical concerns. For example, watching people without their permission. So that is, or it falls in a ethical constraint. Next is we have the focus group. When we say focus group, it is a small group of people that talked while there is a moderator. The moderator here is like a leader where he or she will gonna guide the conversation. The goal is to get the different opinions and ideas from the groups. The good things in doing focus group is there is a group discussion that gives the rich information. Next is you get many different views and knowledge on a topic. However, the limitations are it is hard to control the group something, so that's why it is not flexible. And next is it can be difficult to analyze everything that states in a group. Experiment. It is a way to test things by changing the thing and seeing what happens to another thing. The advantages here are it establishes cause and effects. It also has a replicability. Replicability means being able to do the same experiment again and get the same result. So that's why the results can be a starting point of an idea. However, the limitation here is it can be very expensive in conducting an experiment. Next is it also takes a lot of time to conduct an experiment. Okay, next slide. Okay, my research title is The Relationship Between Emotional Well-Being and Academic Achievement in Students affected by earthquake. The methods that I select with this research title are survey and questionnaires and interview. For the rationale for the survey and questionnaires, it allows to collect data from a large number of students, which is essential for understanding the patterns for a wide population. The expected outcome here is expect to collect a quantitative data on students' emotional state that was linked to earthquake experience. For the interview, it is a semi-structured or an open-ended that provides an opportunity to delve deeply into the student's emotional response. For the expected outcomes, it expects data on how students cope with the emotional impact of earthquake. It is whether through the support of or in impersonal strategies. Okay, let's proceed to our conclusion. In conclusion, collecting data is very important in order for you to find out the truth and to understand what really happens. It also helps us to see patterns and learn how things are connected. So that concludes my presentation today. So thank you, and for the references, it was linked below.